Not a borough pit. We treat this all as one site. We're treating this all as one site. Do you think Mid-American is treating this all as one site? Do you think Mid-American is saying that, yeah, we're fine with treating Lieber's property as part of this project? Is the city okay with saying that this is all one site? No. The engineering department still is denying and will not go to this. There's three owners here. There's Mid-American, there's Sundown Moon Up, and there's the city. And very cleverly, they've done all of this grading through the state on the city's dirt, on the city's dime. The city's on the hook. That nuisance that's been produced, and that's not my words, guys, that's the DNR's word. Now they're scrambling to get the paperwork in line. If you ask your engineer right now, and I called the DNR, because by law they have to produce it in 3 hours. They got to produce the grading permit and the matching SWIP, and I wanted the notes on the rain events. Doesn't exist. They have nothing on file. It doesn't exist. They can't produce it right now. They keep telling me it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's 100% illegal. You were lied to. And this is going back, they're doing exactly what they said they were going to do. They're operating this as a borough pit. Now this is the question I have. My goal here, guys, is I want to go onto the agenda next week, because then we can have a dialogue. And you guys can actually have a conversation with your engineer. Let's go this thing step by step, the permit, and ask where the permits are in the DNR and what was done. That's what I'm asking for. This is just citizens' concerns at this point. I'd like to be added to the agenda next week, and let's go through this. I am asking, though, is that you guys don't do it in a public forum. From an exposure standpoint and from a legal standpoint, this site should be shut down until you figure out, number one, you have to record, you guys need to record what the city's damage is right now. It needs to stop. You guys need to record what dirt's been moved and then from this point on, and make a determination. Any SWIP they put in place now, or any grading plan they want to put in place right now, is an as-built. Is that how we do it now? Is that how we do it? It's after the fact? We talked about this 2 years ago. And here's the bigger problem. Here's where the city has now denied us, the Bertrands, with our engineers. We put our test wells in, but the city has denied us our ability to prove our damages. Because the city's dirt that's now been placed by the contractor down the corner did no diligence, did no testing like Mid-American did no Terracom reports, didn't do any environmental, didn't do compaction tests, which was all done 100 yards upstream. So now when we go in there, we want to test our waterway, that if it dries up in 3 years or in 2 years, or is it the reason that we got muddy in our wells right now? We've lost that ability. And the actions by the city and the actions by this engineer, who is communicating, and you guys know this, Mr. Padmore, Mr. Scott know this, so they're watching the communications. He's communicating, just as a cover. He's exposed the city. There's true liability here from the city. I don't know why this thing isn't shut down. Let's have it on the agenda. Let's have them explain, because they can say what all they want about the law and how they're rewriting this as they go, but that's not what the law is. And now the city, I got a nice little email from Stephen about 20 minutes before I got in here, basically saying we're done communicating with you because I got Gordon boxed. So they've shut his communication off, and they're done, and basically saying go get a lawyer. So then and I get it, that's a strategy. That's a strategy from big business, that's a strategy from municipalities. That's what you do to property owners. That's what you do. Hell, I've done it in situations. Sue me, spend some money. The Bertrands need to go out and spend a couple $100,000 to see what comes of this. This has been wrong from the beginning, guys. All I'm asking is shut the site down. Let's wait if Gordon needs 2 weeks to prepare and get all his new permits and everything in place, let's do it. But if you ask him right now, do they have a legal document, a legal permit with an overlay SWIP registered with the state? It does not exist. And that is the city's dirt now that's been moved. So you guys were lied to. And just on a side note, when we called out Gordon, when we moved the dirt, he sends me a one-page email about how in very detail about how they're bringing the dirt off of the Mid-American site, and they're filling the dam back up, this 50-foot dam. And as they're leaving the site, he specifically said, the scrapers are leaving empty. They're not taking any dirt off the site. Well, I videotaped it, and as I was doing it, I was so frustrated because I called the complaint in, I called Mr. Padmore, and he FaceTimes it. And Mr. Padmore got to watch it in real time. So I share that information with Gordon. He sends me back an email about half a day later saying, oh yeah, The dirt left, yeah, it's just getting stockpiled on the Mid-American site for later use on the property. If they were going to use that topsoil on the Lieber property, which they're saying they were, why would they move it a half mile away on the Mid-American's property across the property line? Because they know they got a permit there to truck it off of the site and sell it. So the end game here, guys, is I don't want to go to court. I don't want to spend a bunch of money. I just want to be left alone out there, the Bertrands do. But what they've done right now is they've put us in a situation, they've devalued our property, they've created irreparable harm, we don't know, can't prove it, we've been taken away from our water system, and here we stand. And they just keep ramming it down our throats. Any questions? I'd love to ask them. I'd love to give anybody a tour if they want to come out and see this monster dam. The question needs to be asked, Mr. Mayor, is this an agriculture project or is this a commercial project? That's a basic question, because we don't even have a pole barn design. And why are they doing all this stuff? If this is ag, move the dirt. If this is ag, just move the dirt. This isn't you can't find anyone with any reasonable, even the engineers that I've hired, there's no reasonable reason to be doing what they're doing other than they're doing their exact plan, which is they're doing a borrow pit. And the whole thing was, oh no, they're bringing dirt on the site. We're never going to. As soon as they got their detention pond up, boom, down they go, and the dirt starts coming off. So I made my piece, guys. I'm asking to be put on the agenda. I don't care if you want to wait a week or 2 weeks to present it, get you guys' ducks in a row. I am asking as a citizen to be put on the agenda because I believe that you folks are put in a really tough spot, you three, and we can have our differences, our personal differences, but the problem is you guys were put in a bad spot. And I can give you the emails from the DNR and everything that basically shows how this process has been flawed. You know, I'm asking for the agenda. Any questions there?
Well,
how would I know if I get on the agenda?
Well, I mean, these guys are going to have to meet with the legal department because I started abstaining. And
which is probably a really smart move, Bob. You're smarter than I thought. That's why you've been the mayor for 28 years. You kind of smelled that one coming about 800 feet away, didn't you?
So, but we'll have somebody communicate with you after you guys get a chance to talk to the legal department. All right?
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Anyone else to be heard? Seeing none, we'll go to Julie.
Well, gosh, my mind is twirling right now, so I don't think I have anything to add. I will add real quickly about our applicant, James Garvey. He had a concern. He answered, or he sent the concern to me, and I know I mentioned this earlier, and his concern, he also sent solution. And I just want to say, that's how it's done, everyone. If you have a concern, okay, you can email us, write us, stop in, whatever choice you have. But beyond that, I think just in communicating back and forth, I thought, well, wow, James, he's putting some thought into this, and he really is concerned about the city, and how could he do more? So I suggested to him that he look at our committees online, and he did, and he found one that was well suited for him with the Active Transportation Committee, and now he'll be on that committee and serving with his great ideas and solutions to problems that we may have. So I would just like everyone to consider getting on a committee, go online, check and see what we have available for openings. There are many. And see if anything interests you, or you could be a retiree and it's something that you used to do for a living. Could be anything, or something that interests you for your family or your children. Just consider joining one of our committees. We had a little bit of a drop off during COVID and we're building them back up. So go on and fill some vacancies. That would be great. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty fun a lot of times. Thank you.
Alex.
There have been a lot of great events happening throughout Siouxland, both last week and then coming up this week. I just wanted to mention one. There will be the downtown trick or treat happening at the Remax City Center. The doors open at 5:30 p.m. It goes till about 8 p.m. this Thursday. But again, just bring your kids, dress them up in their best Halloween costume. And take part in some of that fun earlier than later, and it'll be nice indoor space to be able to go around and get some goodies. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Dan. We don't have our regular meeting next Monday, the 30th of October. The following meeting, or the next meeting will be November 6th on Monday. I just want everyone to be aware of that since we don't meet next week. And that's all I have, Mayor. I move we adjourn. Second.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Shaner.
Aye.